This has just been received from Blurams. It's a security camera. Okay, I've actually, to be completely honest with you, I've unboxed two other Bluram cameras that you've never seen because they stopped working. But they've sent me this to have a go with, because this is their newest, latest and greatest one. It's an Outdoor Lite 4. It's got a spotlight built into it that turns on, and well, I quite like something like this in the back garden, just to illuminate the garden whenever you're walking around. And there's a camera there that can help deter if someone was to break in. So it's got two-way audio, color night vision, weather resistance, 3 megapixel resolution, which is a lot better than 1080p their marketing would suggest, and intelligent alerts, not to mention Wi-Fi Ethernet connection. Ethernet connection. I did not realize that. Okay. So let's have a look. Right, on the top we get this, which is a sticker that you can stick on the wall so you know exactly where to drill the holes to put this in, the mount. I've used a couple of these and they're a little bit fiddly, to be honest. One of the other cameras I have from Blurams had one of these, and I just found it a real nightmare getting that back in whilst up a wall, and just getting it the right way round whenever it was all screwed in so that the camera was at the right angle. It's a bit fiddly. There's this bit here as well, which I suppose you undo that. You can move that up and down to pivot, but turning it and think, oh, this does turn okay. Maybe it was just that last one that was a problem. That seems alright, grand. There is an Outdoor 4 booklet that comes in a variety of different languages, for which that is English. So we have getting to know your camera, powering up your camera, Blurams app. The power connector. Always useful. So it's not USB, it has a proprietary connector. What is it? It's a power supply model, bloody blah, output 12 volts, 1 amp, 12 watts. Okay. We have these bits, which are for stuff and things. It's a waterproof case for the connector, I see. Right, a little rubber thing that you can put in there, and then this screws on that, and that stays dry and does not kill. Useful. Screws. A sticker. You know, they say weatherproof tape. Feels just like paper to me. Waxy paper. Okay. So the camera, the big bit of tech that's in here. Right, so these look like they go up. And it's quite cute. Hello. Right, so we obviously put that into there and everything be happy. On this side we have, you open it like that, micro SD card slot and circuitry with reset button, RST, as opposed to normally they have set, I think is what they put there. And there's the speaker for attracting people's attention or shouting at them if they happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. And then this. There's your Ethernet cable. Brilliant. So the camera doesn't go down. Well, the camera has better connections if your Wi-Fi is a bit poor. You want to put it up in the house or out, maybe close to the house. I might be able to try and use Ethernet on this. That would be nice. It's one less thing. And then that obviously goes into here. All right. Okay, so we've got this plugged in. We're going to film Mr. Ash Williams here. So we will add a camera. There's a red flashing light on it, so that's a good sign. I'll do it this way so we can see the camera straight off. And it's there, the A22C. So we're going to go with a Wi-Fi connection for the meantime. Red flashing light. I see the red flashing light. Connected to our Wi-Fi. That was an awful lot quicker than these are generally.
Wi-Fi connection is successful. Trying to connect to the server.
I gotta say, over the last, well, whilst two of the cameras that
configuration is complete. Please wait for the camera to go online.
Whilst two of the cameras that I've had recently have not worked due to, well, because they were not ready for market, to be honest. This one is ready for market. Do you mind? This one is ready for market, and it's just working quite nicely. It's using that old method of recognizing a QR code, which is not used by some of the more cutting edge camera systems, but it works for them and it's really fast. Previously, it used to be really slow. So associate, okay, so it wants us to associate Blurams. The associated cloud service is temporarily skipped. Your device, okay, we will relate it to Blurams. Guard. And it has that facial recognition, which I should be able to get on my subscription that I have to the Blurams service. So we can record to the cloud. Notification frequency is 10 minutes. So it's not going to bombard you with notifications if someone's working in front of the camera or something like that. You can obviously change that if there is someone working in front of the camera. Allowing notifications, always useful. And success. We'll name the device Bob, because I don't know where I'm putting it yet. I might put it at the back of the house, but I don't know. It's a tough choice. Right, so there we are. We can see, and if we just turn it around here, we will film the little dudes at the bottom there. Okay, so it is having a little bit of trouble focusing in here. It's obviously a fixed focus camera, so these little ashes are a wee bit blurry. His leg here, which is almost center, is, I can hear myself coming across, that's what it is quite nicely in focus. And then Boney over here on the right is a bit more out of focus, and the crap in that shelf unit is somewhat in focus and out of focus, I guess. There's obviously a grey area here where this light is. If I cover that, you can see that's the sun. That's the light affecting the picture, but it all looks quite good. However, normally that's on medium quality. So if I change this to high quality, it looks almost the same. We'll go for a focus on these little dudes here. It is having trouble. It doesn't like little Ash very much. The picture isn't bad. I wouldn't say it's amazing. The quality is okay. All right, I suppose it is a fixed focus, so I'm really close here. The idea of this is to film way down the garden or film across a street. Not that you can do, actually. Oh, that's illegal. To film a driveway. So it probably is looking at a good few meters as opposed to a good few inches. So what I'll do is I'll decide where I'm going to put this, put it up, and then have a play with it. Alright, so that's in, and the more eagle-eyed of you will notice the black tape. There's black tape around that connection there, and that's what the white stuff was for you to wrap it around. But I managed to lose it, so I'm using black tape. It all looks very well, don't you think? So this is the view that we get. It looks a bit blurry at the moment because of, I think there must be frost or something maybe on the lens of the camera. So there aren't darkened corners that people can hide in. The camera just manages to capture the entire range with the light that it records. It's brilliant. This is the camera from the front. You can see the white light really illuminates, but it's not dazzling, it's not blinding, and we're here in the thick of night, and it's not particularly bright, but it's obviously noticeable, and it works quite well. But one of the things I will say, and we'll go into the night vision settings here, is there's a lot of different night vision settings. There's the standard black and white built-in night vision that you would expect, but the only one that does the white light out of all these sections or selections is the color night vision, which is the one that I have the little blue tick beside. Now, I've had problems in this in that whenever it turns on, it doesn't turn back off again, and I've realized that it's been on all night. Not something you want to do whenever there's an energy crisis going on at the moment. So I've actually had to turn it off and take it a step back to the IR night vision, and I'm reluctant to test it any further because neighbours can get kind of annoyed if you leave your outside light on all night long. However, the two night visions that are here, the black and white and the negative one, are rather good, and they pick up things, as you can see. Now, the logistics of getting Ethernet out to it is something that I just didn't get into. Whenever you take into account having to weatherize and drill holes for Ethernet to be able to get through, nah, I'll just rely on Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi does seem to be a little bit weedy, but I still manage a connection, even though it's quite far away from the router. But I think that might be more to do with the strength of my router as opposed to the two little aerials that are on it. So here's another issue that you might actually find with this, and it's hardly anything to even mention, is that direct sunlight can sometimes affect the picture quality, but I still think that things are working really well with this little camera. I'm quite pleased with it. Notifications can be a bit problematic. They can be condensed. There can be too many notifications during the night. The sensitivity can be over eager to let you know that something is moving outside. Spiders and flies and things can set this off. But, you know, whenever it boils down to actual image quality and a bit of peace of mind and things, this does well. It does exactly what you would expect. And I would say it does better than you would expect from a 38-pound camera. You have to remember that this is 38 pounds that we're looking at. You can see the blades of grass. There's a good quality image there, even though the sun is beating down on it and it's quite low in the sky because it's winter. And it just looks pretty good. And if you're thinking about buying one, you could do far, far worse. All right, well, let me know if you have any questions. Stick them in the comments box down below. Turn on those notifications and hit that subscribe button. And as always, take care.